Good afternoon, one and all. Respected Dr. Anju M. Nilera, Head of the Department of Home Science, Ms. Jibbi, dear teachers, and my dear students. Welcome back to JASA Alumni Lecture Series, Reconnect, organized by Home Science Association, St. Joseph's College for Women, Alapura. Today, we have with us Ms. Mehjabin Shirin NP, our former student, 2017-19 batch, and she is working as dietitian at Diacare Center for Diabetes and Endocrinology, Kannur. And without much delay, let me introduce her. She was a very hardworking and responsible student as far as we are concerned, and she has completed her internship from CMC Vellur, Malabar Cancer Center, Kannur, and Kannur Medical College. And she is having a good academic record, and she has participated in several national conferences and seminars. And also she has conducted community programs in schools, Anganwadis, and several ICDA centers. And today she will be going to deal with a relevant topic, keto diet, a miracle formula or a dangerous risk. As we know, the ketogenic diet, it was in the news few weeks ago, and we have heard that an actress have lost her life having this ketogenic diet without having proper professional or medical supervision. And this lecture series, I would like to dedicate to the celebration of World Diabetes Day, an awareness campaign against diabetes celebrated on November 14th every year. And this year's theme is diabetes. The nurses make the difference as they constitute 59% of professional workforce, and they play a crucial role in supporting diabetes and reducing the complication of diabetes. So they need to be educated more in supporting the diabetes patients. According to International Diabetes Federation, every 8 seconds, one person dies of diabetes and 1 out of 10 people suffer from diabetes. And Kerala, as we know, is said to be the diabetes capital in India. And with this thought, I would like to hand over to Mehjabin. Welcome, Mehjabin, to deliver the talk on keto diet, a miracle formula or a dangerous risk. Welcome, Mehjabin.
Hi all, hi everyone. A very happy good afternoon to all, and I'm so much happy for your introduction, Bhagya ma'am, and I really thank all my dearest teacher for giving me such an opportunity to talk in this online platform like Google Meet and all for the alumni meet. And thank you so much for that. First of all, I need to say the thank you. Okay, then can we start? I'll share my screen. Today's topic is keto diet, a miracle formula or a dangerous risk. So before going to the metabolism and physiology and all, I need to give a brief introduction regarding keto diet. Okay, so keto diet is a high fat diet, that is a diet which is high in fat, low in carbohydrate, and with moderate sodium. Although ketogenic diet, although it is a ketogenic diet, one nutrient class, that is carbohydrate, is depleted while providing an alternative fuel source for the brain with another substrate known as ketone. We know that keto diet is entirely different from the well-balanced diet which we have studied, and it is actually the carbohydrate percentage given in a well-balanced diet is for about 50 to 60%, and actually in keto diet it is given only less than 20%, and it is entirely different from the well-balanced diet. So it may result in a lot of health issues and a lot of health problems. So and we need to know about the history also, how keto diet is used before, or how keto diet is used before in early times. So the history of keto diet, and it was noted early in history that fasting could be used in the treatment of epilepsy. Actually, keto diet was used early in the history to treat epilepsy. Epilepsy condition with the for pediatric epilepsy especially, and the description of diet restriction date back to the time of Hippocrates. Actually, the dietary restriction, the description of dietary restriction, all were done actually since the time of Hippocrates, and now people are actually using for diabetes, to control the diabetes and to reduce their weight and all. Actually, keto diet is high in fat, and were also considered nearly 140 years ago. High fat diet were also considered nearly 140 years ago. um, and actually, when I played fever, Dr. Bernard McFadden and Dr. Hugh Coughlin advocated the use of fasting for seizures in the according to Swing et al. 1997. And as metabolism was better understood, the concept evolved that a high-fat diet could mimic the ketosis found during fasting. Actually, it was said that in history, keto diet was given for patients who has pediatric epilepsy, and before that, before the introduction of keto diet, fasting was done for patient for better ketosis and to control the seizures, the intermittent seizures that may happen to the patient who has pediatric epilepsy. And Russell Wilder in 1921 introduced the concept of ketogenic diet and anti-ketogenic components for the treatment of pediatric epilepsy, according to Wilder 1921 and Swing et al. 1997. For almost a decade, the ketogenic diet enjoyed a place in the medical field as a therapeutic diet for pediatric epilepsy, and was widely used until its popularity ceased with the introduction of anti-epileptic agent, or phenytoin, which is an anti-seizure medication. And the resurgence of the ketogenic diet as a rapid weight loss formula is a relatively a new concept that's shown to be quite effective in short run. Actually, people are nowadays using keto diet, following keto diet for weight loss and to control their diabetes. And we can know about the physiology and biochemistry. What all changes will happen in our body who is following a ketogenic diet. And basically, we know that carbohydrates are the primary source of energy in the body. And when the body is deprived of carbohydrate due to reducing the intake of carbohydrate less than 20 percentage per day, like we are using in ketogenic diets. And so when the carbohydrate is reduced or depleted, insulin secretion reduces. Insulin secretion is significantly reduced, and the body enters to a catabolic state. When the glycogen stores deplete, this will force the body to go through certain metabolic changes. There are two main metabolic processes will come into action when there is low carbohydrate availability in body tissues. The first one is the gluconeogenesis and ketogenesis. So, gluconeogenesis, we know that what is gluconeogenesis? It is the endogenous production of glucose in the body, especially in liver, primarily from lactic acid and glycerol and amino acids, alanine and glutamine. So, when glucose availability drops further, the endogenous production is not able to keep up with the needs of the body, and ketogenesis begins. And ketogenesis begins to provide an alternative source of energy in the form of ketone bodies. And when the body enters to ketogenesis or during ketogenesis, due to low blood glucose feedback, low glucose feedback, stimulus for insulin secretion is also low. It is also low, which sharply reduces the stimulus for fat and glucose storage. And other hormonal changes may also contribute to the increased breakdown of fat that results in fatty acid formation. And then fatty acids are metabolized to acetoacetate, which is later converted to beta hydroxy butyrate and acetone. And this beta hydroxy butyrane and acetone are the basic ketone bodies that accumulate in the body as a ketogenic diet is sustained. And this particular metabolic state is referred to as nutritional ketosis. Actually, you'll be having a confusion whether the nutritional ketosis or the ketoacidosis in a diabetic patient is same or different. Actually, as long as the body is deprived of carbohydrate, metabolism remains in the ketotic state, and this nutritional ketosis and ketoacidosis greatly differs. And actually, nutritional ketosis, some studies say that nutritional ketosis is somewhat quite different and safe than the ketoacidosis, a dangerous condition that may happen in the life-threatening serious condition that may happen in diabetic patients, where there'll be extremely large concentration of ketone bodies in the blood, and altering the blood pH will also be altered in ketoacidosis. But actually, in nutritional ketosis, there will not be there'll be less ketone bodies while comparing with the ketoacidosis, and the blood pH won't change. And here in ketone bodies synthesized in the body can be easily utilized for energy production by heart, muscle tissue and the kidneys actually, and not for brain and our nervous system, because our brain and nervous system needs glucose for their proper functioning. And ketone bodies also cross the blood-brain barrier to provide an alternative source of energy to the brain, not suddenly, but after a long time, continuously, if you're following a ketogenic diet, even if the ketone bodies will cross the blood-brain barrier to provide an alternative source of energy instead of glucose. And also the RBCs and liver do not utilize ketones due to lack of mitochondria and enzyme diaphorase respectively. So ketone body production depends on several factors such as the resting basal metabolic rate and body mass index and body fat percentage. And also ketone bodies produce more adenosine triphosphate in comparison to glucose, sometimes aptly called a superfuel, and 100 grams of acetoacetate generates about 9,400 grams of ATP, and 100 grams of beta hydroxybutyric yield 10,500 grams, actually grams of ATP. Whereas the 100 grams of glucose produce only 8,700 grams of ATP. And in some studies, they say that this allows the body to maintain efficient fuel production even during a caloric deficit. Of course, there are benefits regarding keto diet, but there are also adverse effects that may result in serious health condition. And let's know about the adverse effect of ketogenic diet. And dietary transition is followed by numerous symptoms, including drowsiness, fatigue, concentration issue, nausea, poor breathing, and abdominal pain, trouble sleeping, indigestion, depression, and all. The concentration issue is mainly due to the increased ketone bodies. Actually, increasing production of ketone bodies is responsive to low glucose availability that creates an alternative energy source for the brain. So, at first, while an individual is following ketogenic diet, they'll be having some issues regarding concentration, and they also feel fatigue faster because they are not getting glucose. And as glucose is the fastest energy source and the fuel to our body, and these all are referred to as keto flu. And this keto flu occurs as the body switches from burning carbohydrates to burning fat for energy. And firstly, when the patient starts keto diet, they'll feel or keto flu will be present. And usually, the effect of keto flu go down for a week as well as the body starts to lose the fat. And another adverse effect is cancer. We know that excess consumption of red meat. People are using keto diet. By following keto diet, most of the people use more red meat. So excess consumption of, know that red meat like beef, lamb, pork, etc. is a good source of protein. We know that, but and can be added as a part of a balanced diet. But eating a lot of red meat and processed meat probably increases the risk of cancer. And in some researchers also found that increasing intake of red meat were significantly associated with elevated risk of 20 to 60 percentage for cancers of esophagus, liver, and lung. For processed meats, and about a 16 percentage increased risk of lung cancer was observed, according to Jeenan et al. 2007. And another problem is hyperuricemia, elevated hyperuricemia, or the elevated uric acid levels in blood. There are some people who are sensitive to fat metabolism. We can say them as cholesterol hyperresponders. So, cholesterol for people who are who have cholesterol, who is cholesterol hyperresponders. Um, Even if they eat a small amount of fat, they'll be having a high cholesterol levels in their body. So, so for such people, if they try keto diet, high serum cholesterol levels are seen among individuals, who are following who are following a keto diet, or who are cholesterol hyper responders. Such people will be, and this people are more sensitive to fat metabolism. And if they followed keto diet, due to high cholesterol level, and they may in the long run, if they are following keto diet, that may also result in sudden cardiac arrest. And this is and hypercholesterolemia and hyperuricemia. Sorry, hyperuricemia. Sorry, I told about hypercholesterolemia. Hypercholesterolemia and this hypercholesterol. I told about hypercholesterolemia and hypercholesterol responders. I just mixed hyperuricemia and cholesterolemia. I'm so sorry for that. And hyperuricemia is seen among people who are more sensitive to protein metabolism. And people who are more sensitive to protein metabolism may show high uric acid levels. And if we didn't properly taken care of this, even they may have kidney failure. And Bhagyamam told now about a actress, Bengali actress, recently a Bengali actress, Mishti Mukherjee, and passed away due to ketogenic diet. You can see here. You might have heard about it. Another issue is dehydration. Some people may feel dehydrated because, well, while following ketogenic diet, and this keto diet allow excess fluid to be released, because keto diet reduces the insulin levels, and the glycogen stores are depleted. So while it is said that approximately while storing a carbohydrate, for 1 gram of carbohydrate, to store a 1 gram of carbohydrate, we need 4 grams of water is needed, and along with that, another adverse effect is keto rashes. Keto rashes are red, itchy rashes found in trunk and neck. Those who follow keto diet, you can see here. And the dramatic weight loss will also be very noticeable and drastic. However, most individuals would be very happy seeing their dietary work and reducing their weight. And yet these can come with some negative effects to the body also, that may be unpleasant or maybe even harmful to the well-being or the health. If the body is going for a long term to a lengthy term nutritional deficit, it may present a variety of threats to the general well-being of the individual. And the nutrient shortage could lead to dehydration. I have told that before. Nutrient shortage could lead to dehydration, including hepatic encephalopathy, which is very well known. And ketogenic diet, therefore, aim to be poor in fiber and nutrients such as calcium, magnesium, potassium, vitamin A, vitamin B, and vitamin B6 uh, will be deficient in such people. And also, furthermore, it ought to increase the consumption of water. And longevity is still the main issue with this type of diet. When it starves the body of favorite food, normally we'll be having a craving to that particular food, and we'll give up the diet. When getting back to the eating regularly again, the recovery gaining weight may also be very drastic. So keto diet should not be followed as a long-term weight reduction strategy actually. And next is about keto diet and diabetes. We know that reducing carbohydrate is effective in patients with type 2 diabetes. And also, it is effective in reducing their weight. And in patients with type 2 diabetes, this helps in improving their glycemic control with a stronger effect with a very low carbohydrate diet. And actually, keto diet will not be appropriate for all individuals, especially in patients with type 2 diabetes, and it is necessary to balance the potential increase in cardiovascular risk because of the unfavorable lipid profile observed with keto diet, with the benefits deriving from weight loss and improvement of glycemic control. And And moreover, long-term compliance with low carbohydrate is still an issue. And actually, in type 1 diabetes, there is no present evidence we can say that type 1 diabetes can this low carbohydrate diet can delay or prevent metabolic control in a type 1 diabetes, but caution is needed because of the risk of diabetic ketoacidosis and of worsening the lipid profile, and in children about the unknown impact on growth. And even in studies in the general population, where a higher carbohydrate intake was associated with worse outcome, and healthier macronutrient consumption was associated with decreased cardiovascular and non-cardiovascular mortality. And when a healthy low fat diet was compared to healthy low calorie diet, good results in terms of weight loss were observed with both diets. And therefore, macronutrient source, that is carbohydrate, the quality of carbohydrate is very important, and are not negligible factor. And preferring fiber and nutrient rich food is a good option for everyone. And also in some studies, it is said that ketogenic diet for 3 to 12 months was more effective for glycemic control as indicated by the significant reduction in HbA1c levels for diabetic patients according to Yo Jin Choi et al. 2020. And for the large scale, long term and well designed trials or randomized trials are needed on this topic to assess the long term safety, efficacy, and compliance of reducing dietary carbohydrate in patients with diabetes. So we can follow if we are following keto diet. Studies says that we can only follow that for a short run and not for a long duration. But there are people who are still following keto diet for about 2 years and all. I'll share my experience. Here a patient came who was following keto diet for 2 years, and when I asked about the complication, he told that it was only seen during the first times of first days when he started the keto diet, and nowadays he is okay and comfortable with the diet, and his HbA1c is well controlled, and his triglycerides and his creatinine and all were well controlled, and no issue regarding his health and all. And but actually there are not there are not no study which is studied in a long run, and which carbohydrate is where there is a study regarding the carbohydrate, and we know that yes, keto diet is helpful for patients with diabetes and who are obese. Although they are not the only available dietary approach for such patients. We can also go for a well balanced, high fiber, and low glycemic index diet. So in this we can understand that a well balanced diet can also reduce diabetes and obesity, and to manage HbA1c levels and all. Instead of going for keto diet, we can also go for a well balanced, high fiber, low glycemic index diet. Thank you so much. If anyone have any doubt regarding keto diet, please.
Thank you, Majibin. Thank you so much. It was a very nice presentation. I think our students have got an awareness regarding the ketogenic diet, then what are the complications associated with the ketogenic diet, the difference between ketosis, ketoacidosis, and the dietary pattern, what is the actual diet, and how it has to be taken, and if it is not taken under the supervision of the medical professionals, I think it will be going to be fatal because it is affecting almost all the systems, right? So
Yes.
thank you. It was a very nice presentation. Students, if you are having any doubt related to ketogenic diet and weight reduction or in association with diabetes, kindly ask your queries, please. Jibin, you can stop the presentation.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Students, any questions, please? Okay. Majabin, in your center, whether people come for this ketogenic diet?
Of course, ma'am, people come here for ketogenic diet also. In here, about 10% of the people are now currently following keto diet. And while comparing with
Okay.
yeah, they also have a well controlled HbA1c, and they do not have any issue regarding the creatinine or or hyperuricemia or hypercholesterolemia. But people are
So any criteria you are fixing for starting this ketogenic diet in the case of diabetes?
Yeah, actually, I'll say firstly, I'll say the pros and cons regarding the ketogenic diet. Then only I'll give a diet regarding a diet about the ketogenic diet. But even though after hearing all those complications and all, people are still interested to follow the ketogenic diet because they can reduce their weight rapidly, and they can also reduce the HbA1c level very rapidly. So first I'll just take the 24-hour recall, and then and first, I'll say to just reduce the carbohydrate content, carbohydrate intake firstly in the first day, and then after I'll say to just cut down some of the not very rapidly, and I'll say them to take just 2 or 3 weeks to just reduce their carbohydrate, and not to just firstly just say to cut down the rice, and then after only we'll go for a ketogenic diet after checking the biochemical parameters, and if they do not have any issue regarding that, then only we'll go for a ketogenic diet. And I'll also say that you should
Okay,
not,
okay.
the patient should not continue that for a long run. If they feel that it is the HbA1c level is slightly controlled, you need to stop, not rapidly, and but if you need to take the same time you took before to reduce, not to start, sorry, to start the ketogenic diet.
Okay, okay. And how often do you ask them to take the follow-up after stabilizing?
Actually, here people come after 3 months. First, they'll check the HbA1c.
Okay.
Yeah, after 3 months, they'll consult, and at that time, I'll take the review, and will check the biochemical parameters.
Thank you, Madam. Any questions, please? Students, please raise your questions. GB Miss, I think GB Miss has some questions.
Yeah, I wanted to ask whether you suggest intermittent fasting or ketogenic diet for a weight reduction.
Actually, I'll only suggest a well balanced diet. If patient want ketogenic diet, then only I'll say them to follow a keto. If just I'll if, even I'll say the pros and cons regarding that, then only I'll say them to start. If yeah, but still, if they are interested, only I'll say them to start the ketogenic diet.
So, but then I think a ketogenic diet is not that good, isn't it? So, why not we discourage these people from going in for ketogenic diet and give them some alternative?
Yeah, ma'am. I'll say about the negative effects only. Then, if they are still saying about they need to follow the keto diet, then only I'll give the diet regarding that. And there are people in patients coming with doctor prescription that they need to reduce the weight by ketogenic diet. So then only I'll just give the diet regarding that. I'll first discourage, then only I will, if they are not interested to follow a well balanced diet, then only I'll say about the ketogenic diet.
Nice presentation, Majabin. Congrats.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Jiban, one more question. How long you or whether depending upon the glucose level you are stopping this diet?
Ma'am, I didn't hear you, ma'am. Hello?
What's the duration of the diet you are following? Okay. The duration, what is the duration?
Duration.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Yes. How to ask the patients to follow this diet? Is it based on the glucose levels you are stopping this ketogenic diet?
Yeah, ma'am. If they have a high HbA1c, some patients will be having a HbA1c of 14 or 15. For such patients, I'll say if they are following only, if they are following ketogenic diet, then only I'll say them to control. Firstly, I'll say them to reduce the carbohydrate intake, and then to start a ketogenic diet. And if the HbA1c is well controlled, like if it is in between 6 to 7, then gradually we'll say to reduce the just to stop ketogenic diet and start the well balanced diet, not rapidly, but only to after a little more time or a little more days to days after.
Okay, thank you, Mehjabin. It was really a wonderful session. Okay, we got many information. Okay, real experience from your side. So thank you so much for sparing your valuable time.
Thank you.
So on behalf of all the teachers and students and from the alumni members, I extend my sincere thanks. Okay, thank you, dear. Expecting more such sessions from you. Thank you so much.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure.
Mehjabin, congratulations. I hope you are doing well. Your presentation was very good, very systematic and scientific. So congratulations and do keep it up.
Thank you, ma'am.
Always keep on working in more innovative ways. We are always going through whatever you are publishing online.
Yeah.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you all, my dear teachers, for giving me such an opportunity, actually. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you all. So we shall meet in the next session. So till then, bye from us. Thank you.